Okay, so this is my 48 Sporty. I had to sell my Road King. So I buggered up my leg. You see it's had quite a bit done to it already. It was originally orange and black. It was an orange tank and black fenders, etc. It's got stage 1 kit in it. Wrapped exhaust, Vance and Hines. All the other little tweaks that people like to do. White wall tyres, which is a sweet ride actually. Big covered seat. Saddlebag, etc. The Harley bits and pieces there added onto it. Kind of like the chrome skull. Flat bars. Reposition indicators, dark lenses. Yeah, she's a good little ride, this. A lot of fun. But the one thing that's a real pain in the ass is the tank. It's pretty, yeah. But you don't get many miles under your belt before you have to stop and refill. As much as I love it, practicality states to me, Kingy, get a bigger tank. And that's what this is all about. Okay, so you want to get yourself a new, slightly bigger tank for your 48, so what do? You go on eBay and you have a squizzy around there until you come up with a tank, maybe something off an 883 iron. Go figure. So I found one, and wasn't the best condition. It was pretty good, but it had a couple of dings in it. But I bought it anyway, paid a little bit over the odds for it, but I'm happy. I'll show a picky. So here's a picture of the tank I bought on eBay. You can see around here, there's a wee bit of a dent just in the top right front corner of it, if you can call it a corner, the rolled edge of it here. That's not that big of a thing, but if you look back here, you can see there's a hell of a dent here. And here it is here. It's about, you could have fitted a golf ball in here, to be honest, about half a golf ball. That's where the bar end of some handlebars went into it. But again, I figured if I could get that dent out, the biggest worry I had was this crease here. It's pretty tight, you can see here by the lighting on it. But I figured if I could get that taken out professionally, I'd have a pretty nice tank. I was going to get resprayed anyway, so it'd be silver like the current tank. And yeah, and that gives me 50% more fuel than I currently carry. And it's still a peanut shape. You know, I'm not sure what it is with everybody jumping up and down about peanut shape. It's still pretty much the peanut shape. It's a little bit wider, a little bit longer to accommodate the extra gas, but it's still the peanut shape. And I love the bedspread in the background too, you know, so what does a man do? You buy it. So here is that very same tank. It's all been panel beaten, resprayed, and I think it's looking kind of sweet. What do you think? No dents, no bumps, no bangs. I had that little red stripe put on it, just to sweeten it up. We've done a great job. I'm very happy, and I can't wait to put it on. And that's where the learning curve comes in. Okay, the first thing I've got to do is take off the seat and the side cover, just like that. So with the seat and the side cover off, we can have a little bit more of a look at what we've got here. Here's the fuel line, and I also want to undo the electrics, so I'm going to follow from under here is the cable with all the electrics to the fuel pump. I'm going to follow that along here and find out where it comes to. And if I follow it down here, and it's tucked in right here. So I'm just going to pull that out, and you see that's on a clip, and hopefully I can undo that like that, and now it's all unplugged. You see that just follows back into the fuel pump up under here. And so the next thing to do, if I can find it, is here's the overflow. Now this is one of my concerns, because the new tank I'm putting on is going to be bigger, of course, so these aren't going to be exactly in the same position. So the overflow, I'm going to have to track and follow that down here someplace, because this is quite a rigid tube, this. So worst comes to worst, I might have to cut and put some more flexible tubing in the middle, shorter flexible tubing. I'll see how it goes. We'll come to that, we'll cross that when we come to it. So that now I need to pull off. That's that undone. And the last bit I need to do to undo the cables and everything off the fuel tank is lastly the fuel line. And hopefully this collar moves up and you pull it down, and that's all the gas that's going to come out. A couple of dribbles, that's it. That collar just lifts up and just pull that down, and that's it. That's the gas tank basically undone and ready for taking off. Okay, now we just start doing the tank. 2 bolts, one at the back and one at the front. 1/4 inch Allen key, and start undoing it. Here it comes. And that's one. Another one on the front, and this has got a little rubber cap on it. Just pull that off. Alrighty, let's get this one off. So that's the screws undone. So theoretically the tank is ready to come off. Now the fact is that the tank still has some gas in it from it wasn't quite run dry, it still had some reserve in it. So the next thing is to upend it and empty the juice out of it. So that's next. Okay, so here's the bike with the tank removed. It was once those 2 bolts were undone, it was a piece of cake. The only thing I had to do other than that was there was a zip tie on a couple of the cables, including the overflow pipe. So I just had to snip those. Well, it was just the one zip tie. Snip the zip tie, and it lifted cleanly away. No big deal. And here's the tank over here. I've emptied out probably about 1 litre of gas in it, 3/4 of a litre of gas in it, so around about 750 mils. Not sure what that equates to in gallons. A litre's about 1/4 of a gallon, I think. Yeah, there's still a wee bit of juice in that still in it. And it's ready for the new tank to go on once I take out the... I've got to be careful here in case there's still some gas residue in there. Once I take out the fuel pump. So I've just got to get the correct tool to undo those little Torx head bolts here. And away we go again. So yeah, like I say, I'm a little bit, possibly needlessly worried, but I'm a bit of an anal retentive about the overflow pipe here. How far back it can go. Looks like I can go back a wee way, but I'm just going to follow that overflow down there to see how far back I can push this. I've got a funny feeling it's going to come back to around about here, from here, around about here to back here, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, now's the, I'll try and remove the fuel pump. Okay, one. Sure these are all the same length, so yeah, it looks to be all the same. Sometimes these things aren't always interchangeable, so it pays just to double check. The bolts securing the fuel tank are two different lengths. I won't tell you which is which. I've got to leave you something fun to do. There we go. The 5 bolts holding in the fuel pump. And here goes nothing. Okay. There's the fuel pump there. It's a snug fit, man. It's a really snug fit. But part of the problem I was having getting it out was that, as I say, the tank's been resprayed and the paint's gone around in here, and it just, that's how tight it is. That's the difference of a layer of paint to getting it out, and of course it catches a little bit on a couple of zip ties and that. But look, at the end of the day, it's out, so we're all good to go and to put into the new tank. Oh, well. Check that out. God, that went in a piece of waste, didn't it? Holy crap. Okay, now we start putting everything back together again. Okay, I did have a wee bit of a problem. The fuel overflow pipe was moved back far too much, and I had to change it. This is the original Harley bit, so I had to go down to a local auto shop and purchase some fuel line. The first place I went to only sold it by the meter. They wanted $41 for a piece of fuel line. So read them their pedigree, they can go screw themselves. So I went pretty much around the corner to the opposition and I got the correct stuff for just a few bucks, and I got half a metre of it, about 24 inches or so, and I've just cut it to length and I've put it on. It seems good as gold. I will put a couple of hose clamps on just to be doubly safe, but it looks like good gravy from here on in, so I'm just going to start buttoning it up now and take it from there. Okay. Let's check and see if this. It's all right. Well, it seems to be working. A few learning curves in there for me. Hopefully for you two guys out there too. It's my mistakes become your knowledge. But it seems to be all the good gravy now, so I'll just finish buttoning it up, tie up that zip tie, put the seat back on, and we'll have a look at this, see what the finished thing looks like, eh? Cheers. Okay, here I've just secured the side cover with the zip tie going through the side cover, but it's because I've got so much stuff underneath the seat and behind the side cover, I'll put another zip tie around the frame and threaded the side cover zip tie through that, just to stop it from possibly flying off while riding down the road, because there is a lot of stuff behind it, and there's I just don't want to lose it. Okay, so here it is all finished up, buttoned up, seat back on, side cover. I think she looks absolutely great. Gives me that extra bit of mileage. Yeah. So it remains pretty much true to its normal form, and I'm very happy with it. As far as exchanging the standard 2.2 tank for a 3.3 tank off it was an 883 iron. So let's have a quick squizzy, let's go back over it. First thing I did was unplug the electrics. I followed the cable from under here, and it came right down here, and mine's just on a little plug behind there. Take off the side cover, pull it out, undo the plug, and that's all the electrics taken care of, because you're playing with gasoline, so don't muck around with it. Next thing was the overflow pipe. Just pull that off. This isn't the Harley one, this is another one. I'll get back to that in a tick. So I pulled that off, and next thing was the removal of the actual fuel pump cylinder itself. And this is just a collar. You push that up and you pull this part down, and that undoes all that. When you come back to reassemble, make sure that's seated well and that collar's down firmly, otherwise the bike won't start. Okay, this here is a piece of fuel line I bought from an automotive store. The standard Harley one is far too long once you do the tank exchange. You will need to get a piece of this piping. Okay, just to let you know, it must be okay to carry fuel. So that's no problem. You just push that back up there. I'm going to put a a stainless steel hose clamp on there, and back again under the cover here. I'm not taking the cover off because I'm too bloody lazy. It clips into the other end of the, looks like a little filter thing at the end there. Okie dokie, and that was about it. Here's the original tank. I mean, they're beautiful tanks, no two ways about it, but they're just too damn small. I think they're badges off a 1945 Harley, and it's got the chrome skull on the top. Nice looking tank. And silver, originally painted orange. So here's the new one. So that's the tank I bought off eBay, which was originally black. There's a bunch of dents in it. They're all taken out professionally, and I had it resprayed. A shocking job it's videoing at the moment, but what do you get at the end of the day? So that's my baby there. And it's looking good, I think, anyway. That was an aftermarket decal I put on. Thank you, Sally. You'll be on the credit at the end of the thing. So, yeah, if you're thinking about doing it, it's not too difficult. It's a fairly easy operation. I did have a few problems along the way, but that was only because of my own stupidity. Hopefully the mistakes I made are going to be gold for you guys, so you don't have to make the same mistakes. But nothing too major. The worst thing I did was I left the key on in the ignition. I went inside. I was inside for a couple of hours, doing some stuff, came back out, went to restart the bike, it wouldn't start, so I took all the fuel lines out apart and reconnected, etc. Just a flat battery, you know. So I put the battery tender on it overnight, and everything's been sweet as ever since. So yeah, if you want to increase your mileage with with your 48 tank, I'd certainly recommend changing up. I don't know if I'll sell my tank. I might just hold on to it. It's one of those things I have to think about a little bit more, but thanks for watching, and see you out there on the road, and be safe, be good, be seen, and be loud. See you later.